Hello book lovers, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to talk about final book in the Hunger Games series, that is Mockingjay. Now, I feel this book wasn't just about rebellion, but it was about politics, power play, and pain to the level that made me want to scream at every single character, especially Katniss. And I'm going to break down why this book made me feel like it was both brilliant and also frustrating, especially Katniss, who tested my patience till the end. This third book that takes everything we know about it, that rebellion, politics, love, loyalty, and cranks up the complexity of both characters and plot to top notch. The stakes are so high and characters are broken, and the war against capital is not just about freedom, but it is a blood soaked chess game that is played by so many characters, and at the heart of it is Katniss. Let's talk about her first. So here is one thing. I loved Katniss. I really did. I still do, I think. But at the same time, in this book, she really tested my patience. I mean, after that end of Catching Fire, she became the face of rebellion. She toppled the capital. She toppled capital's control over people. All districts are in war against the capital. And what she's doing, instead of rising and thinking about killing Snow or overthrowing his control over people, she is moping. Instead of channeling all her anger towards Snow, she is channeling that anger on District 13. Why it didn't save help other districts until now, and then lashing out on Hamish for not saving Peter, and spending her days without doing anything, drowning in a self pity until Peter appears on television. I mean, it took seeing Peter declaring that war is futile for her to get back into action. Really. I mean, I could understand her reaction. It was human, realistic. What she went through, any person going through that would behave like that. But what was the point on lashing it out on Hamish or blaming District 13? And and I always had soft spot for Hamish because he too survived the games, and moreover he mentored kids for past 20 years who all died in games. The trauma of that is just on another level, and I think Katniss was the person who actually understood him much better and should have understood him better than she was. The trauma is next level, it doesn't go away, and I think Katniss is forgetting that just because he could not save Peter. I mean, what she really wanted him to do? Leave her, save Peter instead, or let everyone else die? He couldn't do it. I mean, so instead of taking his help or advice, she was lashing out on him. That was just rubbing me off. Now, talking about Gale. This reread opened my eyes. I could see Katniss and Gale are big no. I could see they were actually a great friends, but I also can see now that they cannot be lovers. And that kiss in District 12, it was straight out manipulative. I mean, who does that? One thing I did not like, yes, apart from the kiss, is that he doesn't really understand Katniss. He doesn't really get why she cares about everyone, about Peeta, about her baptism, about not killing innocent capital people. He doesn't really get her. And then he hides that Pita's second interview and gets angry when she confronts him about it. It shows that he they are not really made for each other. I feel Katniss wasn't blameless in all of this. She kind of looked other way whenever Gale ranted about his hatred towards capital. To he wanting uprising, he wanting to change the world, wanting to take away the control from the capital. All this time he talked about it. She looked the other way until it slapped her on the face now in this book. And when he said that, after that manipulative kiss, that Katniss would only love him when he was in pain, I can't help but find some truth behind it. She was acting like that, she was behaving like that, and who could blame him for saying that or believing that? Now coming to Peter, I think he was cinnamon roll, and I appreciate that more in this book than I did first time when I read this series, because I could see that he didn't deserve everything that happened to him, with his love for Katniss, with what Snow did to him. Watching him go from loving Katniss to hating her to the point that wanting to kill her was absolutely brutal. I I just wanted to end the love triangle at the end of the Catching Fire. I mean, no matter how much Coin or Snow were using Pita in their manipulative game against Katniss, it would have been much better if Katniss have declared her love for Pita in the beginning of the book, because this book didn't need love triangle. There was already so much complex, complicated game playing all by all character that I could have lived without love triangle in this. And Pita deserved much better. Yes. One thing I truly admired and respected in Katniss was, no matter what happened to Peter, she was there with him. Even after his attempt to kill her, she wanted to save him. She didn't really wanted to kill him, even though she left hope of getting old Peter back. She had so many chances in part 3 to just leave Peter to his whatever situation they were in and move on in her life. I mean, half of the book she spent kissing Gale, and she could definitely move on, but she did not. And she stayed with him. And I think I like that about her. I also like that she could see through Coin's game from the beginning, even before anybody could see through it or even think about it. Her distrust towards Coin was genuine. I mean, I also felt that there is something off about her, and her dislike for Katniss was evident from the beginning. At one point, Hop said that she wanted to save Peeta instead of Katniss. And when I think about it, I could see reasons behind it, because Katniss is not some a person anybody can control, but Peeta easily can control it. In fact, Snow controlled him and sent him as a gift to Katniss so he could kill her. And Coin also did that to him when she sent him to Katniss' team when they were out in the capital destroying the pots. It was evident at that point that she was trying to get rid of Katniss. But what surprised me most is how nobody else could see that. I mean, Haymitch should have seen that. Plutarch, who was planning all the propose and everything, who was really near to where Coin was working, on what she was working, Even though she have hidden few things, kept her cards close, what her intentions were should have been evident to people who were there in a close quarter of her. And why they all did not see that is the big question I had till the end of the book. As for that mission to the capital, it was really intense, dark, heartbreaking, and brutal. I so many people died in Katniss Tim, and I really did not want that. And that death of Finnick, it was just, I mean, why just it happened? Why it couldn't be avoided? He was one person I really liked in Catching Fire and even in this book, and he just died. My God. And because Katniss froze during the attacks by Mud, because of the smell of roses, that trauma proved that she should have stayed behind with Joanna, who was receiving therapy because of her own trauma. And Katniss needed the therapy too. If she have, I mean, all of that, all of this could have been avoided. And then came the climax, Prim's death. What do I say about that? Again, that question comes to mind, why nobody questioned when Coin sent a 14-year-old Prim to the front line combat. She wasn't even of age, and why it took Snow to spell it out to Katniss to see through what Coin did. Again, I was questioning why she did not talk about this to anyone. I mean, I remember she tried to talk to Haymitch, but he was passed out, and then she ran away in anger and frustration. And then she couldn't get a chance to talk to him about what she discovered about Coin. And she was also not sure if she could believe Snow. Not until Coin calls in that meeting in which she tells Victor to vote about planning the next Hunger Games with capital children. I mean, I could see in that eye contact between Katniss and Haymitch that he had some idea why she agreed to it. And she might not want it, but still agreed, and she will do something about it. But I think that also cemented her decision on killing Coin. But I still feel that why she didn't talk about it. Not before, not after. And why she would go through whatever the punishment they gave her. While I find the ending satisfying because Katniss killed Coin and Snow died, but it also left so many questions, and it made me watch series of Hunger Game analysis on a YouTube to fill in those questions. So in overall, even though I feel that ending wasn't as hopeful as I felt when I first read this series, but I still feel this book, this series was brilliant, messy, complex, devastating, but brilliant. I'm really happy I reread this series. So that's it. I'm leaving review links of both Hunger Games and Catching Fire in the description below. Please check it out and let me know in the comment what do you think about that end. Did you have questions like me, or do you feel that it was just perfect? If you like this video, please like, comment, and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on the next bookish content. See ya.